Hello farmers, and welcome back to American Falls, where it's going to be an exciting day. Weather-wise, it's not starting out great, but it's going to be an exciting day. It is time to harvest the corn. We just got to wait about another hour or so before the rain clears on out. Meanwhile, Francine has been busy down here in field number 42, I think it is, where we are plowing in some withered sugar beet. The farmer decided not to harvest their sugar beet this year, so we're plowing it in. Going to get 28 grand for plowing in this field. It's going to take a while. She's been at it for maybe about 20 minutes already, while I've been checking out some of the things, and we're about maybe 60% done, somewhere in there. I've done a couple of other plowing contracts this morning as well. Started early at 6 a.m. So yeah, just plowing in some withered fields. Kind of interesting on this map, as I've mentioned before. If I go to this page here and we scroll over to the growth stage, all the brown fields you can see are withered fields. So we're plowing in this one here. You can see what we got done. Yeah, Courseplay has a weird course setup for this one, but you know what? It's going to get it done. Field number 15, that is withered, so a plowing contract may come up on that one. I got another plowing contract still to do in field number 11. That's going to pay like 9 grand. I plowed field number 43 this morning. That paid like 8 grand or something like that. So a lot of withered fields. We still have an empty field ourselves that we harvested. I'm probably not going to plant that until next spring. We got our 2 corn fields that we're going to get to once the rain stops, which is going to be pretty darn soon. I think in the month of November, next month, I'll plant wheat. I can plant wheat in the month of November, so I'll probably plant wheat in either field. Not sure yet. We got to see what the pigs are going to be doing later on this afternoon for amount of feed. Next year, I think I'll be putting corn in field number 40 because that's the biggest of the fields. So one of these fields will be wheat, and maybe another one will be oats or sorghum. So I can take that on down to the grain mill and make some flour next year. That's my current thought of the fields that we have. As for the field that I want to buy or wanted to buy this year, and I kind of skipped on it because we bought our seed drill, field number 38 had flax in it. Or sorry, I had rye in it. And I thought, well, it's not a crop I could really use. So maybe if I can buy it by then, we'll use it, and we'll just sell the rye as is. Well, they've harvested the field, they've replanted it, and they've replanted it with rye again. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes on. But anyways, yeah, we gotta advance today because we gotta get rid of this rain here. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, before I get rid of the rain, because I've been kind of wondering myself, it's been raining quite a bit. It's been raining since like 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was. If we go over to the spinnery, it's not the spinnery that we're interested in. The rising waters on this map, I really haven't had a chance to see it. But now that it's been raining for like 6 straight hours in game, I decided to come over here to the little stream. And yes, the streams are rising. I haven't found a field that is somewhat flooded yet. But maybe this one will be. You can see the water, you know, if you've seen it before, or if you've seen, you know, other videos, you can kind of see what the water line is. Yeah, sometimes I've seen, you can see the storm grate down here as we take a little dive. We're actually in the water. But we've been able to see that. If we do come over here, and these fields I was looking at buying maybe at one point, you can see the water is slowly rising up to the fields. I don't know what happens if the field gets, you know, partially flooded, and if I were to harvest into it, I don't know if that would affect the harvest or not. I'm not too sure what happens when the fields flood. If anyone, you know, plays on this map or a map that does kind of like the same thing, what happens when the field gets flooded and you harvest in it? Not when it's raining. We all know when we harvest when it rains that the crop yield is going to go down. What happens to a flooded field? I'm not too sure. But the water is slowly rising. But the rain's going to stop here pretty darn soon. So let's go ahead and, you know, we'll fast forward some time here. Forecast said, you know, at 11 o'clock it's going to be raining, but by 12 the rain should be stopping. So we'll see if that's right somewhere around noon. But we're going to stay right. Oh, the water went down. Oh, rain, more rain in the forecast. See how fast that water went down? When it went from rain to cloudiness, the water just dropped. Interesting. Yeah, now you can see the storm grates very clearly. Yeah, the forecast said the rain has stopped, so maybe by the time we get down to the store, at least the corn header, and actually get to the field, the rain will technically stop. we don't have to wait for the crops to dry. I hope that's kind of a thing that kind of change in the future, but I can see we're also can be aggravating to some people. When the rain stops, you got to wait a couple of hours for the crops to dry. Anywho, we got the combine already down here, so I was looking at the store what kind of corn header I want to go with, and we do have a good amount of choices. I think I'm going to go use the Capello Quasar pack, mod pack. I was going to use the original case because it was cheaper, and it's a 10 meter wide header. The problem with this header here, this header does not fold up anywhere that I could see. So going down the road, I would probably need a corn header to do that. Then I thought about using the Capello here, but this is a 9 meter wide one. And I thought, you know what, for what we're doing here, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to lease the 12 meter wide one. So let's go ahead and we'll lease that. Color don't matter. We are all set here. $6,171 to lease the corn header, but you know what, it's what we got to do. It seems like ever since I bought the seed drill, I've been kind of struggling to bring in the money. I've been leasing stuff, purchasing stuff. It's just been a battle just to get the money back up. But we're slowly getting there. It looks like the rain might be slowly coming to a stop. Now let me put on the beacons here and let's go get ready to harvest some corn. There we go, the rain completely stopped. Let me slow down time to just real time, ×1. Check for the train, we're all good. All right, we'll scooch across. I already got our Fendt 1000 down here with the trailer for the first cornfield. And all the corn that we are harvesting, as I've said many times, we are keeping for the pigs, which we are buying today. But I have changed my mind a little bit about the pigs. I said we're going to buy piglets. I think we're going ahead and we're going to buy one boar and 5 sows, and they're all going to be mature, so they can start reproducing as soon as possible, because we got to start bringing in the cash. I mean, we are bringing in cash, but a little bit faster than what we have been doing would be nice. So there's our cornfield to the left. Let me go ahead and start getting the combine unfolded here. There we go. Let's unfold the header. Oh, I keep forgetting that fence in this grass field sticks out further than you know it does. Let me actually get over to the grass field. Speaking of which, yeah, this is about ready for harvest. I think we got one more growth stage. I think. I forgot what month I harvested the grass in at this point. Been kind of zipping through the months this year. Let's turn on the corn header. Let's hope for a very good yield. And then we can get ourselves some pigs, and then we can kind of see exactly how much feed we need. So I guess it all depends on, you know, what the pigs need and what I'll be planting for the next rotation. Just trying to see what we're going to get on a pass here. I don't know. Well, I don't think I'll even... yeah, we're not going to get a whole lot, it doesn't look like. So let's just say I get 4,000 liters by the end of this row. I don't know. I guess I'm going to shoot for like 30,000 liters off the field. The other field is smaller. So I'm hoping overall for 45,000 liters of corn, which does not sound like a lot, especially when it comes to feeding pigs. Okay, I was estimating about 4,000 liters by the end of the row, and we end up getting almost 4,500 liters. Okay. So do I dare shoot for 50,000 liters of corn off both fields? That's what I'm going to go for, and that's what I am going to hope for. So currently, money-wise, though, we are going to be saving up. We definitely need more farmland. Having only 3 arable fields where I can plant when you're trying to feed pigs and, of course, the birds. But the birds aren't using that much anyways. It's mostly the pigs that we got to be concerned about, because that's where I'm hoping the money comes from. Walk by an object. What, Francine, what did you run into over here? Alright, I'm not really sure I know what you're doing way the heck over here. Alright, so I'm going to actually have to have you show all waypoints, because I don't know where you left off and why you drove off way over here, because Courseplay doesn't have you running over there. Let me bring you on down here. Francine usually does pretty darn good. Let's see here. You're going to need to probably go. I'm going to start you off down here and let you finish off this patch. And hopefully it's where you should have been at this point, because I don't know where you should have been. And we'll probably not get Francine back into the tractor. Actually, we got the exact same Francine back in the tractor. Alright, I'm going to leave all those waypoints up, because if it happens again, we'll be ready for it. Anywho, back into the combine. Yeah, eventually we'll have to buy ourselves the corn header, but I did not want to spend the $120,000 to get the corn header today. Maybe we'll get lucky after leasing it for the day, maybe in a couple months or next month or whoever knows when. It'll come up for sale and we'll get it for a deal. I do actually like the texture of the corn on this map. It's pretty good, especially after harvesting. I don't really think those are weeds that are showing. If you are concerned about weeds, if you come over to here, we don't actually have any weeds at all. This says ready for harvest and needs rolling. Those are not weeds that are showing there. When we come over to the harvested area, it will say weeds growing now, because we just harvested. But there are no weeds in the field. That's just undergrowth from the corn. But at least now, with the harvest season really kicking in and probably like halfway through, we'll start getting some more fertilizing contracts, again, more plowing contracts, which I'm doing a lot more than I thought it would on this series. I thought once we got going a little bit, I could eliminate on the contracts. But the farm, even though we are bringing in the money, it's just not bringing the money at a better rate than I thought we would. I've kind of thought about a little bit. When I was feeding the chickens and ducks this morning, I was kind of thinking a little bit of maybe putting some solar panels in or something of that nature to give us a little bit more passive income. But of course, you know, we got the upfront cost of the solar panels. But I think if I put up some solar panels in the area and bring in some passive income, I'll get that money back on the solar panels at some point that I paid for them. And then there'll be like bonuses after that. And it's one of those things that I always think of. The sooner you put it down and the sooner you start making money off of it, the sooner you actually make a profit off of it. And since I really don't have anything else to put over there, I don't want to put any production buildings over there that I can think of. So maybe some solar panels. So maybe we'll have a look at how much solar panels cost. Definitely can't afford the wind turbine. Those are like a $750,000. I remember they used to be like $1.2 million back in like 17 and maybe FS19. Let's go ahead and put the chute out, because time I get going on this set of corn over here. Our auger will be into the crop. Our lovely Lambert trailer. It's the same thing for the greenhouses. You know, someone could mention that why not sell the greenhouses down and get $30,000? Be a nice little income, because they don't make that much, which they don't. But as of now, since I'm going to be doing the veggies on the Hills of Tuscany, and if eventually this map does ever get upgraded to the premium edition compatibility, I may not do veggies on the series, or to the fact of putting down the soup and canned food productions, because we're going to be doing that on the Hills of Tuscany. I'm not sure what production building I would put over there, and the land's not really big enough to make it into a field. And a small field of that, then I have to bring all my equipment over there to plant it and take care of it and harvest it. So as of right now, we're going to keep that lot of land over there. Yeah, I do want to double check though on the forecast. When is the rain coming back? Because that's already showing rain in the forecast. Alright, so I got until like 5 o'clock in the evening. So I got 5 hours to harvest 2 fields. No problem. No problem whatsoever. At least I say that. But actually, let's see. If we get 28 grand for plowing that field, so we'll just say like that's close to 30. So that's like 100. That gives up to 185,000. And by the time I plow the other field, you know, after those 2 contracts, we'll be just shy of 200,000. So that's not bad. But it does take a while to plow that field, even with the plow that we're using, a 9-meter wide plow. And I should be able to harvest these 2 cornfields within the hour, so I shouldn't get any hourly fee on the header itself. Once we get our first full trailer of corn, and we go back to the farm, we're going to drive right up to the pigsty, the pig pen, and we'll get ourselves our first 6 pigs. As I mentioned, 1 boar and 5 sows, all mature, so they can start reproducing whenever. Soon, our goats and sheep, they are both at like 40% reproduction. So I'll be interested to see once the goats do start have their first offspring. We probably got to wait like 2 months, and then we should start seeing some goat's milk show up. If not, as I mentioned last episode, we'll sell the goats, because having them on the farm is not going to do us anything. Pretty much, because they won't be producing anything over there other than each other. So, and they're not worth that much. I'd rather have it full of sheep and at least making some wool, and we'll sell the wool like we did on Courseplay Valley. Don't intend to buy a spinnery here. We got a spinnery going, or will have at some point on the Hills of Tuscany, which I'm very excited to be on that map and doing some of the things that we're doing. Crops on that series that I haven't done on other series. So if you haven't been watching the Hills of Tuscany, we're going to be doing grapes, sugar beet, potatoes, and of course the veggies as well. Maybe even get to the olives also, along with the grapes. I have to wait and see how that goes. And of course, most of the material will be going to production buildings. Learning a few things on that series as we go, but we're only 2 episodes in. And if you saw yesterday's episode, I got some more things straightened out for the grapes, so we're looking better and better on that. And actually, this harvest is starting to look better and better. We can get 50,000 liters of corn off both fields. I feel like that's good. But since our pigsty can hold 200 pigs, and we know pigs can go through the feed, I'm just wondering if it's going to be, you know, if we got enough feed for them, and it's going to be worth it. I think money-wise will be okay, just because with the enhanced animal mod, we're going to get more offspring every time they have offspring. So I think that's where the profit will come in fingers crossed. Am I going to get to the end of this row? 98% full. 99. I think it's... Oh, I thought it was 14.5, but it's 14.4. Let's grab the Fendt 1000 here. So already we're somewhere around 28,000 liters of corn harvested. So a little bit more than halfway through of my goal of 50,000. Now this is what a cornfield actually does look like after it's been harvested, with the undergrowth underneath it. Let me just check on Francine over here, how she's doing. Okay, so she took care of that patch that was over here, and she has moved on to this patch over here. And overall, how are we doing here? 72% done. It's going to take a while, but at 28,000, we'll get it done. As for contracts, there's a good amount of harvesting contracts. There's actually the flax contracts are still up. That's a sugarcane harvest. Not going to do a contract on that. We did that once early on in the series, and it was a decent sized field, but it took me, I know it was somewhere around 3 hours, a little over, a little bit under 3 hours to harvest that field for a contract. And that was this field right here, field number 45. And I only had to deliver here. So I wasn't going far, but it just took that long because, well, we know why. Yeah, that harvester surely does not cover a lot of space. If I ever do sugarcane harvest again, we'll do it the same way as we did on No Man's Land way back, where we use a forage harvester and a modified header to do sugarcane. Way better. Alright, let me zip across this field a couple more times. We'll finish up the harvest. I think it's all going to fit into the trailer. If it doesn't, fantastic, because that trailer holds 43,000 liters. But I think it's all going to fit. Yeah, it should. Note to self that this 12-meter wide header looks pretty good for this field. It's almost, it was like it was made for it. Almost a third full combine. We'll fold up the header, although I'm just going across the road, honestly, so could have left that unfolded. So also the grass field does need to be mowed today, so I need to get that done. And I think what we're going to be doing with that grass there is we're going to be making a long haul over to the sheep farm, and we're going to put it into the silo bunker over there and make some more silage with it. Let me just teleport over to the sheep and goats so you can understand why. You probably know, but for those who don't watch every episode, we'll keep you up to date. There are some of our goats right there, and of course our sheep in the background. I did feed them this morning. We got plenty of hay, so we don't need to be making the hay for them at all. And oh yeah, by the way, the calculations I got, I can actually go 2 months in between feeding the sheep and the goats. So yeah, not every month. I think I mentioned last episode, seemed to be quite a bit. Oh yeah, there is something in the store I was tempting to buy and am tempted to buy. Well, not this. Is this an autoloader? Universal autoloader. It is, but it's got a dolly in the front. Yeah. But anyways, I was looking at this Kubota, and I was thinking this would be nice to have over at the sheep farm. 38,000. It is on sale. Like I said, it's on sale, almost half off. It would be good to have, but I think I just really need to not look at the store page. It's hard not to. And I need to save up for another field. That's what I need to be doing. But that would be a nice addition over at the farm for sure. Let me turn off the combine here. I think we almost got like a full trailer. So 3 combine loads is almost like a full trailer for this thing. Alright, so time to go back to the farm, and let's go ahead and buy ourselves some pigs. Some oinkers. Like I said, I do believe that holds 200 pigs. Find out here in just a moment. Yeah, so I need to lease some mowers, so there's some more money spent. And yeah, we'll put it into a swath and we'll bring it all over to the sheep farm. We do own that silo bunker, I believe. That should be on our property. And all I have to do there is just dump the grass in there, compact it, cover it, and in the month of November, that'll be over into silage. But in order to pick that up, I'm going to need a belt to lease, but it's not that expensive, and I'll just get more money for silage this year. I'll probably have to transport it all the way over here. But at least it's not diagonally across the map, it's just across the map. The sheep farm is on the west. The silage sell point that we usually go to is over here. Alright, so this corn we're just going to bring right on in. Actually, probably easier if I just back up all the way. The feed trough is actually inside. I mean, I could drive in and then just do a UE inside. But my backing up skills are top notch, so we'll be fine. That does open right after the other one opens. There we go. There we go, now it's open. So here's the feed trough right here. Now let's back in before the pigs actually show one up. And now we just gotta figure out, once we get the pigs in here, what is their best going rate for money. As I back into the shed. I just said my backing up skills are top notch. Alright, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's already going to be allowed to accept corn even though we don't have pigs. The trigger for the animals should be right here. Black pied? Alright, so puberty 6 months. They are 6 months old. Gestation period is 4 months. So, yeah, we're going to get black pied, I think. Let's get 5 of those. And if you're wondering, oh, I want to see piglets. Well, when they have offspring, we will see them. So we need 1 male boar black pied. And we just want 1 of those. Please. There we go. So we're all set. We got pigs here somewhere. There they are running around. So now on their feed trough, I just got to be a little bit careful. Do I know how much? It's not going to show me how much they take, does it? No. So the corn's going to count for base food and protein, but I got to be careful not fill up the feed trough too much. Daily food's only $740, yearly only $8,952. Okay, so that's not that. Okay, I feel a little bit better about that. Let me just go ahead and put some corn in there, of course. I'm going to put in maybe like 10,000 liters? 10,000 maybe? And let's see exactly how much that feed trough holds. Okay, so apparently I put in 20,000 liters because I wasn't paying attention. All right, so I need to put... So that's about 20... Maybe it holds like 35,000 liters overall. Let's put a little bit more corn in there. I got to be careful about this. I mean, careful, but not too careful. Alright, now we're going to come over to the silo, dump our corn in there. And then we'll just throw some wheat into our trailer and then give the pigs the rest in their feed trough of wheat. Now, if I were to make pig food, it would distribute it evenly as needed in the feed trough. Yes, throw some wheat in there. I think 15,000 liters is more than enough. That should be good. much as I love those trees there, seems like every time I turn around in the farmyard, they just seem to be right in the way of where I need to be. The Vulture, where's my Vulture? Oh, the Vulture is back there, okay. We'll grab the Vulture and we'll give them some straw. I don't know if I need to shred it for the pigs, or can I just bring a bale in? Alright, whatever they take is what they take for the wheat. Okay, I was guessing 35,000 liters for the feed trough. Alright, so maybe it's 46,000 liters. Alright, that's fine. I mean, that'll be fine. So we don't have any root crop. Yearly food is 9,000 liters, so you would think, currently with only that number of pigs, we can go all year. But, let's see, it's October. Is it going to show them being reproductions at 0? So 4 months from now, if their health does go up, which it should. So it's October, so November, December, January. Sometime in February, we should have our first set of piglets running around. Okay, we'll get the fence ready to go on down to get our second cornfield harvested. But let's grab the Vultra. And I'm going to grab some straw bales. So they can start producing some solid manure. Oh yeah, but I got to put a manure pit in. And there goes some more money. Do I want to do a manure pit right off? That's the question. Well, let's just we'll just do one bale anyways. All right, we got that one off somehow without knocking everything over. Wait, the straw bales are a weird number. 8,250? Thought they were going to be 9,000 liters. Okay, so apparently 8,250. We should get slurry either way, but let's see what happens with a straw bale. I have no idea where it needs to go. So let's turn on the interactive zone markers. That will really help us out. Do I just put it in where the feed trough is? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I think I see it. This might be it over here. Or not. Keep missing the bale because I'm trying to think where else this should go. Well, we'll try putting it here. See what happens to it. No, it's going to take it there. Okay, we can see it going on in. And, alright, so right where the feed trough is, we can turn that off. Let me go back to here. Straw is there. So there's slurry. If I were to put a manure pit in, I guess I could just throw it, as we saw, I'd have to throw it, like, right there. I don't think silo extensions. Well, I technically could put it over here. And I think that'd be best. I don't really use this little roadway coming around the pig pen, so I could put it here for... Oh, look what I did. Alright, so now we got ourselves a manure pit. What will I do with it? I don't know yet, but we're here to have fun, right? I keep saying I need to save the money, but you know what? Let's put the manure pit down. And eventually I'll find something to do with it. I mean, yeah, I know use it for fertilizer is an option. Can we close the gates here? Oh, there we go. Nope, now you're going to open up that gate. How does this work on this side here? Close gate. Can I only close one gate at a time? Yeah, it looks like so. Interesting. Gotta wait for one to close. Alright, so we'll let the pigs be. I do believe they have their own internal slurry pit. We'll find out as time goes on. It's going to be a little bit because we're playing at 1 times the speed. But let me put the Valtra back away. Let me just have a quick look. Let me radio in Francine and let's see what she's doing down there. Alright, she's doing fine. So we still got this section over here at some point to get to. But that's okay. I still got work to do myself. And once we get the plowing contracts done, I got to plow the cornfields. At least I believe I should. I mean, I'm like 99% sure we will have to. Yes, we do. So that'll need to be taken care of. Not that big of a deal. Those are small fields. Our plows should rip through those rather quickly. And the field we just harvested, I do believe in the month of November, I'll put wheat in. I'm going to have a busy still rest of the month here. We're going to go harvest this other cornfield real quick to see if we get a total that we need. So this was a full trailer, right? So this was like 43,000 liters, just shy of under. So I was hoping for 50,000 liters. We should easily get to that. Easily get to that because this is the cornfield that we're harvesting right here. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I got to get to that grass field. And the reason why I want to get to the grass field this month, I could wait until November. But if I cut it this month, it'll at least grow one stage in November. And then, of course, next season, when the season starts, it'll have the first growth stage in. And then it'll just be a couple more months before we can do the whole cycle over. Plus, I want to get this grass cut into the silo bunker. It'll be fermented. Whoop, that fence. Yep, that fence line. I've run into that barbed wire fence that doesn't have a post at the end so many times. And because I'm stupid, I don't remember that it does that. And I run into it like every other episode. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the silage should be ready by the time we want to sell it in December/January, whenever the time comes. This field will need to be plowed also, but since this field won't be planted until next spring, I don't actually have to rush to it this month. Alright, let's see how many liters we get out this field. This field should be in pretty darn good condition like the other one was. So it's just a matter of harvesting out the crop and everything's going to go into the silo. And then by the time next year comes, when it comes time to plant, maybe I won't bother planting corn, but I think once the pigs start reproducing, I think I might be surprised how much they will need. So maybe I should keep on planting corn. Better safe than sorry. Anyways, let's get this field harvested.
So right, hitting the streets in my old man Chevrolet.
numbers are starting to look really good for this field as well. I thought the other field was bigger, and maybe it is, but not by a whole lot. Or it could be that the soil in this field is a little bit better than the other one. Maybe that's why the yield is just as good. We're almost going to get 3 full combines off this field, as long as they don't miss anything. You may have noticed I had to go down and take care of Francine in field number 42. I mean, she finished the course that she was given, but where I started her off at one point when she went a little off trail there, we had to do the beginning of the field. I'm guessing, I think Frank took over, but he should be done rather soon, I would think. Didn't have much left to do there. And the contract in that field pretty much pays for the manure pit that we put down just now for the pigs. That was what, 25 grand for the manure pit, and that contract is paying us 28 grand. So, yep, not going to quite get up to 200,000 by the time I get these well, maybe by the end of the day I will. But I still got to lease more things. I got to lease the mowers for the grass field. But that is very important because, well, that'll give us some silage. And 250,000 liters of silage to sell is pretty darn good. Alright, let's go get this row of shame here. Luckily it's not a big row of shame, it's a small one. I do like this corn texture that's on this map. And there we go. I'm going to have a quick look at the rest of the map to see if there's any cornfields that are ready for harvest. And as long as if they're big fields, then maybe I'll keep the corn header, because that contract may come up later in the day. So let's see if there's any other cornfields. Field number 14. Field number 5 is corn, right? Yeah, all the big fields are not corn. I mean, this field here, if I did a contract, I may get 1,000 or 2,000 liters off it. And at that point, by the time I come over here and harvest, I'll probably have to pay an hourly fee on the corn header itself. So let's just go ahead and return that. Return. Yes, and while I'm here, because I'm probably going to end up doing this off cam. I did all the grass work this year off cam. Just because it takes so long to transport the grass back and forth. Let's see, let's go ahead and lease that for 38. And then, of course, we got to lease this for 800? 688. That was close. So I'll get the grass field cut. And then, like I said, I got to teleport that. Yeah, I wish. Over to the sheep farm. So if I come over to here. Yeah, this fermenting silo right here is what I'll be using. If you're asking why not use what we're using on the other farm, because you got to buy these. And these are like 60 grand. And that will take some time to ferment it all over, as we've seen. Once I get it all in here, compacted and covered up, it'll just take 1 full month from the time I cover it, and then it'll be fully fermented. So that'll be all good. Let's go back to here and grab our corn. So almost 40,000 liters off this field, and we had a little bit over 40,000 off the first field, so 80,000 liters of corn. I am pleased with that. And as I mentioned, I'll get that grass field cut probably between episodes, and I'll get the forage wagon. That's going to take me, it's usually about 11, I think usually count 11 or maybe 12 loads in the forage wagon. So a good amount of trips back and forth, but when it comes time to sell, I will not be complaining at all. Not that I'm complaining about cutting the grass. I'll just turn some music on and get the grass cut. Another thing I mentioned before as well, I noticed on this map, the farmers like to plant sugarcane and poplar quite often. But then again, sugarcane and poplar, they may have planted it once, and now regrow for 3 seasons. So maybe once, well, we're in year number 5, so that should have cycled through at this point. Alright, while that's unloading into there, I know I just bought the pigs, but I really wasn't paying attention to the price of the pigs themselves. So I'm just curious here. Okay, so the boar was like near 400, and the female was like 300. So if I go into here, their health is at 0, so that's why they're not worth as much. So it's going to take some time for that to show up. But I'm wondering what the best price is going to be for the pigs, and we'll find out. But of course, we got to keep the original ones for a while because we want the reproduction. And yeah, oh yeah, by the way, how many per pen? Yeah, it is 200 per pen. But I expect when the first 5 sows have their offspring, it's going to go up quite a bit. And we won't know for a little bit. Hello. You know, the manure should start showing up here once they start producing it. And the slurry should also be produced through here, I believe. I think. I didn't test it, but that's what I'm thinking. Can we tell the difference between the boar and the sows? In-game, I mean. Or are they all going to look the same? I only got 6 of you in here. Where? Okay, there's one. It's actually a pretty big pen, and I like that. The size of it. Well, that's a sow. That's a sow. That's number 3. I think they're all running away from me. I think that's a sow as well. Okay, so maybe there's not really a difference in the way they look. But anyways, we do have our pigs, not piglets, but we'll have some piglets in the month of February. And that won't be too far off for us because December, January, and February we pretty much just speed through anyways. And we're almost there. Just a little bit more work here to do. And yeah, I think planting wheat in that field, even though we just had wheat last season, but planting it in the cornfield, that'll be better for us because wheat usually harvests better than barley. And since we're not making it into flour, we're just using it for feed. And it doesn't really matter for feed. 1 liter is 1 liter wheat or barley. And I'd rather get more wheat than barley. We need some offspring. ASAP. Get working on it. All right. But anyways, yeah, our pigs are here. The corn is harvested. Oh, yeah, and how is Frank Jr. doing down here? Oh, yeah, he's going to continue on the... Oh, I was waiting for the course to be done, but the problem is... yeah. The rest of the field has already been done, and I'm starting in the middle. So that contract better be done. There we go. 28,000 completed. Let's collect on that. That took a second. There we go. Fertilizing contract. Ooh, field number 39 for 16,000. We'll take that. Thank you very much. That came up recently. Plowing field number 9 for 1,000, not worth it. So, I got to get the contracts done. Then I'll worry about my own field. So, I'm going to mosey on up to the next field, get that field plowed. Actually, I don't need all these on anymore. I just like to start and stop only areas. This way I make sure where we need to be. That gets us back up to the $150,000 range. But hopefully by the time I see you next time, the next episode, we should be up around 180 because we took that $17,000 fertilizing contract, plowing contracts like about $8,000. I'm going to try not to spend any more money for a little bit and save up. This field right here to the right that's got the crop growing into it, that's the field I would like to buy because the yield potential off that field with the soil conditions I've been told is actually pretty darn good. So, and that's going to cost us like $275. If I can stop spending money, I would have had it by now. But, you know, you got to spend money to make money. And now at least we got the pigs and we got that process going. So, fingers crossed. In the long run, well, we should have some pigs in about a year or two that we can really start selling. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.